you submit a CV and you don't get a feedback and you're like, why didn't I get a feedback? These people are wicked. They're not wicked. It's just you that is not presenting yourself well to them. Welcome to this channel. My name is Kudirat Adedamola Oluboyo, but you can simply call me Auntie Kudi. On this channel, we talk about parenting, relationships, careers, and dreams. We also do vlogs about adventure and fun stuffs, plus every other thing that you will find on this channel. Just go to the video section and go check it out yourself. Interesting. So guys, before I forgot, we clicked 1 year on this channel. 1 year that I've been putting out content. My first content was on August 8th, so it was a big deal for me, even though I did not hit the YouTube requirement like 1K subscribers and all of that, but I'm still very much happy that I was able to do this for 1 year. That means we can keep going on and on and on, guys. So if you find this video and you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, please do so and let's add up to the family. So yes, long time no career video. Actually, it is one segment that I kind of forgot that I do on this channel, but yeah, it is back now, and today we'll be talking about CV. The full meaning of CV is curriculum vitae. So let's talk about CV, because I realized that some people don't even know what a CV is. You don't know what a CV can do for you. You don't know what it can do for your life. As in, okay, this is it. A CV is like the first image of you that a possible employer sees. The first image of you that they see. Okay, you have just like when you say a possible client, possible buyer, customer, sorry. So this person you're submitting your CV to is also a possible employer. And then you want to introduce yourself to an employer. You don't have that liberty to use your mouth or body gestures. You can only use words, qualifications, experiences that are in your CV, and then you choose to do it the quack way. Why? Just why? When I look at people, okay, there was a client that contacted me, and the thing was, she posted who is a professional, who can do a professional CV. Once I saw professional CV, I already know the half of the gist. I know that, okay, it's probably someone who has tested a not so professional CV writer and has learned his or her lesson. So I was like, okay, let's DM, let's do this. And I got my proof in the end. You see, some people just post themselves as CV writers and then they write rubbish for you. Like when you see a CV and you're like, is this who I am in real life? Is this the image you want to give? Because your possible employer will see a tattered image as a tattered you. Don't know if you're getting that point. They will see a tattered image as a tattered you, and they will see an organized one as an organized you. So what kind of person do you want to push to your employer? What kind of person do you want them to see? And you see something about this employer, your CV will go through HR personnel. When I studied a course about human resource management, I discovered that you see these HR persons, before we used to feel like, okay, they are wicked. Why would they, you submit a CV and you don't get a feedback and you're like, why didn't I get a feedback? These people are wicked. These HR persons are wicked and all of that. They're not wicked. It's just you that is not presenting yourself well to them. Because these HR persons, they are very trained. They are trained in such a way that by seeing your CV, they know who you are halfway. So they will try to link who you present yourself to be in your CV. They will link it with their organization goal. So if who you are in your CV does not align with the organization goal, they're not going to give you feedback. They're not going to call you back. So now there is a problem now if who you hire in person is not who you hire in CV positively, because that means you've shortchanged yourself. When I was applying for jobs and I didn't know about CV writing very well, I used to think that, okay, I just hope that people will not, possible employers will not ask for my CV. They'll just, come to meet me in person and I'll show them the awesome person that I am. That kind of thinking. Like, okay, don't even look at my CV. My CV will not tell you who I am. Just come and talk to me in person. Let's relate in person and you will know what I can bring to your table. But no, your CV should tell them first what you can bring to their table before they now see you and confirm that, okay, yes, what is in your CV that you're going to bring to our table is actually what you have. You get that kind of thing. The head and tail of my gist is that CV is very important and you should pay a very close attention to it when you're writing it. And if you're not writing yourself, make sure you give it to a professional CV writer. Now, in case you want to, write your CV yourself, or you have someone write your CV for you, and you want to cross-check, you want to be sure that they have painted you in a very good image. These are the things that you should expect to see in your CV if someone is writing for you, or they are the things that you should include in your CV if you are writing yourself. So, if you are a CV writer, just please sit back and watch this video and stop spoiling our image. Stop spoiling the image of CV writers in this world, because it is so embarrassing. So guys, so the things that must be available in your CV, number one is your personal details. And these personal details are essentially your full names, advisably 3 names. Your surname first, then your first name, and then your other name. In that sequential: surname, first name, and then other name. After that, the next personal detail you want to input is your address. Your address. Because except the work you're applying for is remote and you can work from home, your possible employer wants to be sure that you will not have a situational problem in coming to work early or as required every day. So they want to be sure that you have that mobility, you have that flexibility in your address, in your residence, your place of residence. In a case where your place of residence does not align with the location of the company you are applying for, maybe for instance you wish to move down to that location if given the job. So what you're gonna do is in your cover letter, note that your cover letter is going to precede your CV. Your cover letter will precede your CV, where you want to romance your HR personnel, you want to romance them and just tell them sweet words, just the conclusion of the summary of what you have in your CV. That is what you put first in the first page of your professional CV. You put your cover letter, summary of everything in your CV. So, if your address your home address now doesn't align with the address of the company, in your cover letter that precedes, you might want to address it. You might want to tell them that although you don't live in their location, you are willing to move down if given the job. And in this case, you should be careful, because some companies will not entertain that, because they will feel like it will be an extra expense. It might cost them an extra expense, so they would not want to entertain that. So just make sure that the job you're applying for is online with your home address. It will save you stress too, So yeah, so your home address should follow in details: the number, the street, the town, the city, maybe the state, and then the country. You might not include country if the job is within a particular country, and you are also, you hold the nationality of that country. So you might just want to stop at state. But if it is an international job that you are applying for online, you have to put your country. So after your address, the next thing you want to put is a phone number. That is the next thing your HR personnel will be willing to check: your phone number and then your email to follow. They want to be sure that they can reach out to you, they can pass information to you, maybe call for an interview, or maybe to request for further details about you. So make sure you give a phone number that you are accessible to, a phone number that they can reach you on, and make sure you check your email regularly for such messages. So those are the things you should include in your CV, professional CV. People often make the mistake of including your age, your town, or stuff like that. Except you are sure that putting those things will give you upper hand. Maybe for instance, the state government, your state government is recruiting. So in that instance, I think you can put it that you are a member of that state. You hold the nationality now. You hold the nationality of that state. That will give you a upper hand when the HR person is looking at it, because the first people they want to consider is people from their state. So you get that kind of thing. So if you are sure, or maybe in a specific job, in a job that specifies that you must be of a so and so age, you must be between the age of this and this, then you might want to consider putting your age, because that is going to tell them that you are within that range. So, but most importantly for your personal details is your full 3 names, full address, phone numbers you can supply 2, 3 if you have them, and then email, an official email. Please, an email on your CV should not look like Ebony Damsel. I created that when I was secondary school or my first year in uni. Yeah, I created Ebony Damsel 003 for my email, but oftentimes I've created more official emails that I can use for official duties. So you have to also make sure you have an official email also, which most importantly should be maybe 2 or 1 of your name. It should comprise of 2 or 1 of your name with numbers or anything you feel like, just to be sure that you are the owner of the email, because once they see your name, they see the email, okay, it kind of aligns, so they are sure they can reach you on it. So then the next thing after personal details will be your career objective, or you can call it your personality, your job personality. Yeah, career objective or job personality. By career objective or job personality, you are telling your HR person how you as a person, as an individual, infuse into their organization goal. Because there's something with HR persons, they are trained to figure out if an individual goal merges with an organization goal. In that way, they know that, okay, the individual and the organization can work together. But if the individual goal is, fighting with the organization goal, then they're definitely not going to give you feedback, because that is going to affect productivity and efficiency of work. So when you know the type of job you want to apply for, or the kinds of job you want to apply for, just make sure your personality, your job personality or career objective kind of infuse into the job, because that is telling them that, oh, you can do this job, because you as a person, you also have some little bit of the interest of the organization. So the interest of the organization is similar to your interest, so they know that, okay, you can work together. Now, but you want to make it simple and short, maybe a sentence that has 2 or 2.5, 3 lines. Your career objective or job personality should not be more than 3 lines. Yeah, should not be more than 3 lines. Then if it is going to 4, going to 5, you are writing story. Yeah, you are writing story. So yeah, then after your job personality or career objective, the next thing you want to put in your professional CV is now your educational qualification. Your educational qualification does not necessarily have to start from your preliminary schools. It doesn't have to start from your preliminary schools, your basic schools. It can just start from your college, from your university. You understand? It can start from your university when you acquired a degree. And that degree should also align with the job that you are, hoping to get. All these things are the things the HR will look at. When you don't study, maybe a job has to do with English language and you studied mathematics. How can you work together? So they want to see that your degree, the degree you've acquired in school, kind of aligns. But the thing is not that they are only going to check your degree. If your degree aligns, doesn't mean that you have upper hand, because they want to look at the other certificates you've gathered, the experience you've gathered over time, how you were able to relay them, and those kind of things. So you start from your uni, and then as a Nigerian, you put your NYSC, just to be sure that you have done your 1 year compulsory service to your country and you are cleared to work. Yeah, so you want to put that too, and then you want to go on and now start putting all the certificates you've acquired over time like that. See, what some individuals do is they want to apply for all these big end companies, and what they are relying on is just their BSc, BEd, BA or stuff like that. Just their bachelor degree is what they want to rely on. It's not done. It's really not done. You have to you don't just sit down and start looking for a job without doing anything. Take all those small courses that fetch you, certificate. They add up, they become something with time. They give you some upper hands. Do desktop publishing, you get your certificates. Just how to type, how to do all those stuff, you get a certificate. Do Google Microsoft training. There was this one time, Google training kind of gives you certificate. Then if you studied one of these professional courses, one of these professional degrees, like accounting, business administration, project management, even education, you just want to take other certificate courses. You take the hacker course for accountant and maybe business management, business admin. You take PMP course. You take HR course. You take all those courses like that will fetch you certificate. So that when you list them, when you list certificate and it's just long, right? Even if it is not relevant to the job you're applying for, the HR person sees you as a very, very, very serious minded person. They see that you are willing to learn. They see that you're willing to learn all rounder. They see that you have never stopped in learning. There is one thing. When let's say for example a person after graduation did work for some time and stopped working for 5 to 10 years. By the time that person does his or her CV and say, okay, let me start looking for a job again, Your HR person is going to ask you, what have you been doing for that 5-10 years that you were not working? And then you go like, okay, I've been sleeping, eating, and just chillaxing. Think about it. So you just want to tell them that, okay, even though at this point I've not gotten a job for these years, I was doing something, I was being productive, I was contributing my little quota. You understand me? So yeah, make sure you have some few certificates, at least 2-3 certificates to join with your BSc and your NYC certificate if you are in Nigeria. So that should do for your educational qualification. And then the fourth thing that should be in your CV is your, okay, let me mention that for your BSc uni degree, you don't necessarily have to put your grade. Or that, okay, I finished with first class, I finished with 2-1, 2-2, or 3, all of that, pass level or something. So you necessarily don't have to put that, except the job requirement ask you for such kind of thing, then you can put it. But in a case where the job requirement even ask, but you don't meet up to that level, maybe your job requirement is asking for first class and you do not have first class, do not put it in your CV. Well, till you get to the interview room, if your CV can speak for you, then you get to the interview room, then you defend yourself that even though I don't have a first class, I know what I'm doing. Do you understand that kind of thing? You understand that kind of thing? So yeah, you just want to not put some things. But for the certificate, you should put the name of the certificate, the institution where you got it from, where you acquired it, the institution that gave it to, the body that gave it to you, then the year you were given. You should also put that. Then now to your work experience after education qualification, the fourth thing that should be in your CV is your work experience. What have you been doing? Now, I used to tell my clients this. Even if you were a sales girl or boy, even if you were a sales attendant, even the little you helping your mom in shop, staying with your mom in shop for a particular period of time, maybe because of school strike, or maybe because you haven't gotten a job and you were helping your parents in their shop. Put it in your CV. Look at how I did. Put it in your CV. Whatever you did, you have a cleaning business, put it in your CV. You have a personal business, put it in your CV. But you put your personal business in a way that it tells your HR person that it will not disturb your work for the organization, but it just tells them that you have a sense of reasoning, you are capable to make some work decisions. Because as a CEO of your own, you have your own responsibilities to take care of. So you can easily manage other people's business. You understand that? So what was I saying? Work experiences. So just put all the little things in it. Maybe in secondary school you were not yet before you gain admission, you did a kind of job. Put it in your CV. After university or during university, you were doing a kind of job in and you were doing a kind of job in and put it in your CV. Then after school, before you got before you get a good job, you were doing some other jobs. Put it in your CV. So just put everything in your CV. You put when you want to put work experience in your CV. The first thing is your role, the role you played. Then the next thing is the name of the enterprise or name of the company where you played that role. Then the next thing is the year from when to when that you played that role. Then after that, under it, you now list your duties. What is what the job required from you? The job you put up, what is required from you, you list it. Then after listing it, I have a way of doing this for my clients. The achievement, like successes they gained from performing their duties in that job, I also list it. So when I put the job, I put the what's it called now? I put the duties, then I put the achievement. So in that way, you tell them that you did your job and you achieve some things. So by the time you put that and that and that, your work experiences, all of them in your CV, even as a Nigerian that you did your 1 year compulsory service to your country, put it in your CV. Put what the role you played. Maybe it was a class teacher, maybe it was office admin, anything you did, put it there. Put the name of the ministry, the name of the school, the name of the organization you were posted to. Then you can put in bracket NYSC. Then you put the year from when to when. Then you list your duties again under it. Then you list your achievements under it. You put it there, duties, you list them. You put it there, achievement, then you list them. Then another thing I want to mention, it comes to me right now, then I kind of forget again. Yeah, when you are doing work experiences, also when you are writing your educational qualification, you have to kind of list them by year. You have to list them by year. How you did them year by year. Your educational qualification, you list them in the year in which you acquired the certificates. But there is a section for your university degree. You can put that up because your HR persons want to see that first. So you can put that up. Then you put the certificates, you put them in the year. Then also your work experiences. Okay, in 2002, 2006, this was what I was doing. Then from there, 2006, 2008, when you arrange it like that, you are carrying your HR personnel along in how your life went, basically, like how your life went. Maybe from this job you move to this job, then you move to this job, then you move to this job. Now you are here waiting to move to their own job. And if you have a work you are doing presently, you can put it there. Yeah, you can put it there to present. They will know that you are looking for. It's not that you are wretched. It's not that you are what's it called? What's this word? It's not that you are so. It's not that you are wretched as a person, like you are jobless kind of. It's not that you are jobless. You just want to improve yourself. They'll see you as a person that is willing to improve. Is opening up for achievement, not a person that is just, I have a job now, so you just stay there for life. They see that you have some personal growth, and your personal growth will help them in their organization growth. So work experience, you list them all. So then after work experience, then we'll go to the sub things. The sub things that include, you want to put your, what's it called? Should we call it attributes, or we call it skills? Let's call it skills. Yeah. The fifth one will be your skills. You can say good communicator. You can say all those ones that you say, ability to work under pressure, ability to work with little or no supervision, good interpersonal relationship. You can put it there. You can put good communicator. All those skills that you just have as a person, you put it there. All the skills that you have that you think can help the organization to move forward, you list them. Then after your skills, you want to go to your interest. Your interest is going to tell you like some kind of in-depth thing about you. What do you like to do? What interests you? It could be movie, it could be writing, it could be adventure, it could be tech, it could be just what interests you, the things that interest you, not necessarily the things that you do in your leisure time. Because I've seen a CV that says watching movie. Although it might help in it might be something that some organizations are looking for. But seriously, you want to tell your HR persons and experts in HR persons that you watch movies? When you should, that means you'll be watching movie when you're supposed to be thinking about how their organization should move forward. Because that is their goal. They just want their organization to move forward. And then you're busy watching movie. Or you will abandon your job in the office and be watching movie. Don't do that. So you just want to tell them some things that align. Writing, when you say writing is still good, writing is good. Writing, adventure is also good. Tech is good. What other things? See, in order for you not to make mistake with your interest, not to blunder yourself and render your CV useless, you just have to minimize your interest. Don't put too much of it, except you are sure of the interest of the organization. Now, you can use the interest of the organization you're applying for to shape your own interest and put it down. So when you know the interest of the organization, then you find a way to twist it in your own in a personal interest. You tune an organization interest to a personal interest, and then you put it down. So when they see your personal interest and they're like, okay, it kind of align with our organization interest, then boom, you are liable to a feedback. So you understand. So after you have mentioned your interest, the next thing you might want to consider mentioning is languages, because there are often organizations that want specific languages. They are looking for some language, because there are some organizations that work that are diverse in their operation. So when they're diverse in their operation, they want an employee that will not be limited. Okay, if we need someone to, if we are like, okay, creating another branch and we need someone to address, maybe those people have a different kind of language. Let me be specific. Okay, an organization, you want to apply for an organization in Nigeria, and you know that they have maybe their headquarters or their branch in France or something like that. You might want to learn a little bit of French or know it. So when you put it in your CV, they say, okay, French, okay, if possible, we cannot have him or her here, we can have him or her at our headquarters or something. So they'll be thinking about those things. Or if you know it is a Nigerian base, but it is regional, then you might want to show your prowess of knowing Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa or other languages like that. You might want to show them that you know it. So you put the languages. But you might also want to tell them that your level of comprehension of the language, because if you put French and they thought that you are one Cinquanon person, but it is only merci beaucoup and bonjour that you can say, they be like, okay, they feel like you lied to them or you robbed them of their job. So you want to put your level, especially in international organizations. International organizations like to know your language. English, is it intermediary, is it entry level, or are you a master in it? Is it your what's that word? Is it your primary language, or how do they say it? You understand? So is it that kind of thing? So you might want to tell them English, okay, French, maybe, at minimum, or something like that. So you put your languages, and then what I think is the last thing you should put in your professional CV is referees. Although I don't like to put referees for my clients or for myself in my CV, because you see, referees, you're not sure. If you're not sure of the organization and the organization did not specify that you should put your referees in your CV, then just leave it out. You put referees, but you tell them available on request. That means if they should ask for referees, you have them. But in a case that you don't put it, they'll feel like, okay, there is no possibility that this person have people to vouch for him or her. But when you put referees and you put available on request, they understand that, okay, this person know what he or she is doing, and if we should ask for referees, people that can vouch for him or her, he or she is going to supply them. But if you write your CV and then you put referees and you put one, Mr. John Omuakukuro, 2, Mr. David Adebayo, 3, Mr. Odunade Adeyemi, do you understand? And their kind of personality, the kind of personality of your referee, the way you project them is not something that the HR person likes for the organization. Maybe the HR person sees those people as not trustworthy people that they cannot really trust. Then you have a problem of getting a feedback. So in your referees, just put available on request, and that should be the last thing in your professional CV.
And then with that, you have a professional CV to submit for that range of yours. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and join the family for more.